And I apologize, everyone. I am so sorry that in the middle of the game, I don't know what happened. My working theory is the president of Brazil came for me. They they were not happy with our joke. Oh god, things did not go well. But they couldn't keep me back. They couldn't keep me away because I came back just in time for our next series.
Yes, and what a series, mate. It is once again a repeat of yesterday's, not yesterday, no, 2 days ago qualifier. And mate, I feel that the winner between these two is the one who is going to qualify for today.
Oh yeah, I think this is the most important match here for Tavo. For any kind of dream of advancing on and making it to the closed qualifier. Quickly, I guess we can talk about it later. I don't know if later you can give us a bit of a summary of what we missed on stream. Oh boy.
Sure, because here we are, everyone. Berlingrad is the first map of this series, and spawning here, the first player, the first grandmaster here, trying to fight for one spot, the third player from Brazil, the TheZergLord.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Peruvian Terran player himself representing Team Super. It is Tavo.
Yeah, you didn't miss much really in the previous game. Tavo made a push to the SRX base with one medivac, one tank, and a few marines. And he just went and positioned. Look, you follow my camera for a second?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, hold on. Okay.
He positioned basically here. He put the tank, then he dropped the marines here, then just laced this to everything because the tank of the SRX unfortunately was all the way over here. So that did a lot of damage. It didn't kill him outright, but the next push after that was the finishing blow.
So just a little bit out of position there. What I want to know is did he try and go mech again, or was it just too early for to even think of that?
No, it was for bio play, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it didn't arrive that much later in the game.
My condolences to DXRKS as he is knocked out of the tournament. Oh, but now we have the high-profile match. I was a little bit worried. I was worried that we may not even get this. You know, Eon versus the TheZergLord wasn't clear-cut in my mind, but it looks like he has made it past and eliminated the Costa Rican Zerg.
Yeah, so Eon, unfortunately, he's out of the qualifier. And this is the last qualifier, so we won't be seeing him until next season. But yeah, now it is the TheZergLord versus Tavo once again. We saw them play yesterday. It was a very close series.
Yeah.
But Tavo in the end came out victorious, and now let's see if Tavo can do it once more.
That's the thing, right? He has to do a repeat. Unfortunately, it was a nail-biter of a series last time, a couple of days ago, so, oh boy, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes all the way to the ace match. What I will say, though, is that at least Tavo was well warmed up after Dark Unnamed.
Yes, so second TVC of the day for him. He should be ready, you know, he should feel confident. You know, he has already beat the TheZergLord once. He can do it once more.
Yeah, you know.
Yes. I feel that the pressure is on the TheZergLord this time because he's like, oh, okay, I just lost it this guy last time. I cannot do so again. My honor depends on it.
Yeah, I right. Like, I don't blame him, you know, especially because I feel like a lot of people just think that the TheZergLord is the favorite. I think I saw Rocker in the chat earlier. He's like, hey, you know, looking at the bracket, I feel like maybe like Eggs and the TheZergLord are gonna make it through, and I think historically maybe that is correct. But again, Tavo has been on fire recently. You know, he is kind of the golden boy of the tournament. You know, he skipped university or college just to come here, just to be a part of this tournament. We'll see if it's all worth it as we are getting into game number 1.
Everyone cheer for Tavo. Go to his Twitch channel and subscribe because he's gonna need the money after he fails this semester.
You're not wrong, puppy. You know, you're not wrong. Oh god. As we are getting into this game, Tavo opened up with a third CC before Starport, but very much like a couple of days ago, he is going for a fusion core.
Yes, battle cruisers are on the way, and just as the battle cruisers on the way, so is this Overlord, mate. And this Overlord basically entered uncontested. It went for the blind spot where the Marine was not here, so his Overlord is definitely gonna see it, like 100%.
100%, mate. He's already at half HP. He's already almost there at the edge of the base. He does confirm the 111 with the tech lab on the starport, and he will also confirm that fusion core.
Yeah, he even sees it to the end, and he knows. The TheZergLord should know. The question is, how is he going to respond? Is he gonna, you know, play defensive, a lot of queens, a lot of sports, maybe Aspire? Or is he gonna try to bust Tavo's door before the CC, before the battle cruiser is here?
Yeah.
Because, mate, there's a Benny nest, there's quite a few Zerglings. I don't know, he could try to do something if he wants to.
True, he could. A couple of Banelings are already on the way as well. He has to be careful. He has to make sure he's well defended, because if you remember last time, Tavo, he would go for a 1-2 punch. BC into the main, Hellions would roast drones alive just horribly, time and time again. And I feel like the TheZergLord is aware of that, so this time he will have Banelings ready in position. We'll see if he's going to be able to execute the defense well, as I'm surprised it is not Mech.
I disapprove. I disapprove, and so will Maru.
Yeah, feels bad, man. Feels bad. I do like this just because I think it's too obvious to go Mech from BC right now, especially after being scouted. I'm sure we'll see Mech at some point this series. I'm sure. Maybe.
I'm sure as well. But game one is going to be Bio. Let's see how good it goes. And yeah, you say he's gonna start with that BC that is now teleporting across the map while the Hellions are moving as well. And there we go. He is here, but 3 queens are already here waiting for him.
Yeah, exactly. The queens are ready and waiting. 1 queen already taking a lot of damage, but we do have the transfuse at the same time. Hellions are going to try and rock up there at that 3rd base, but the Ling Bane is already waiting for him.
Yeah, so unlike what we saw a couple of days ago, now the TheZergLord is completely ready. This VC did basically nothing. He has killed a couple of drones, and those Hellions are not gonna enter the bases, mate. Look, the Zerglings here are ready, the Queens are ready, the Banelings are gonna connect. One connects, only one Hellion falls, but look.
Yeah, like, honestly, the TheZergLord has had really good defense against the Hellions, but unfortunately, he just keeps rallying drones! Stop! Oh my god! This one BC got 6 more drones than it should have.
Yeah, definitely. Where were the Queens? They were a little bit too busy trying to hold the Hellions at bay, and half HP for that hatchery as well.
Aye. So we may see a follow-up push here to try and take down this hatchery. Another thing to bear in mind is that this is a very unique expansion location for the TheZergLord. We saw this map a couple of days ago. We saw a lot of ZvTs as well, and usually we would see the 4th taken over here towards the south. So a very interesting location. He does have high ground to work with, so maybe a little bit easier to defend. Maybe, we'll see, because here comes Tavo with a big push of Marines and Medivacs. He gives 1 Overlord, and there we go. He just... oh no, he lost 1 Marine. It's over, mate. It's over. Oh god, he did end up losing 1 of those Marines. Meanwhile, the BC is coming back home to get a little bit of repairs, and the TheZergLord from Ling Bane going straight into Hydras.
Is he gonna try to do what Dark Unnamed tried to do in his game number 1?
I imagine so. Obviously, in a much more secure fashion, right? You know, we don't see an incredibly fast infestation pit. Instead, we even have a macro hatch here. We have a 4th base on the way. Sorry, 5th base on the way, I should say. Yeah, this is a much more solid style from the TheZergLord, and I imagine he wants to eventually get into those lurkers.
Yeah, eventually he will. Meanwhile, on the other side, a big counter-attack of Zerglings, but the Marines are here already, and they're blocking.
Oh my god.
They're blocking the entrance, and the Zerglings, they didn't manage to do a single damage, but Tavo, he's not just happy to defend. He also wants to go on the attack. The tanks are ready, the Marines are ready, but the TheZergLord is going in across all sides, and oh my god, The army is getting crushed.
Oh, exactly. Every single tank goes down. The ZergLord with a mass surround. It was a great way for him to utilize that run by that got deflected to eventually come all the way back around and get behind those tanks, and the ZergLord holds on to his 4th base.
Yeah, that was a great defense by the ZergLord. He didn't lose very many units, and more importantly, he didn't lose any workers.
Yeah, he keeps everything alive here, and now is the time to take your infestation bit. Now is the time to start taking up to Hive after you've defended the first push. And things are getting a little bit scary because the ZergLord, he didn't just defend the push, he dealt with all the Hellions earlier. The creep spread is getting a little bit out of control. He is reaching the halfway mark.
Yeah, that's super important here in TVC or in any matchup really where Zerg is involved, man. It is up to Tavo to keep it in check.
Oh yeah. And he keeps it kind of in check for the time being, but again, he has to be a little bit more active. He's clearing up as much creep as possible, and here we go. Hive and Lurker Den both at the same time.
Yeah, we're going to see Lurker Zerling Belling for a composition for the ZergLord. A little bit slower than the more usual Zerling Belling Muta, but a lot more powerful. That composition can melt infantry armies in seconds.
Yes, exactly. Like, you have to respect that composition. You have to adapt as well. Once this is scouted, you need to get into more tanks. You need to get into ghosts, especially. Ghosts are the real late game unit here for Tavo. We'll see if he's able to see this coming as the BC is trying to sink its way into the main base.
Yeah, he just does a little first pass among the bases, and yeah, he's going straight to the main base when he said, oh no, Tavo was not paying attention. He loses a lot of Marines here.
Yeah, he does. He was looking at the top right-hand corner of the map instead, and it looks like the Widowmine shots will not really get off. The splits are pretty good, though, and every single Baneling goes down.
Oh, wow. All the Banelings died here on this side of the map. All the Zerglings as well. The Hydralisks are forced to return.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the drop is still active here towards the south, so we have a tri-pronged attack by Tavo. He's trying to hit the north, the south, and the main base with the BC. He also scouts the Lurker Den.
Yes, now he knows. He is ready. I do wonder, I am not extremely familiar with the interactions between the Widow Mines instead of tanks for the Terran player versus Lurkers. Like, are they that good? Are they worse than if it just was tanks? Oh my god, the battle cruiser.
Oh no, the BC, the Spore will reposition and the BC needs to move, puppy, no! Mate, if he didn't move, the ZergLord would have lost his Lurker Den. Like, if he moved, like, this would be dead.
Oh wow. It's the little things that sometimes cost you games, mate.
Yeah, Lurker Den finishes up, Sizing Spine finishes as well. We have our first Lurker, the Banelings crash in!
Yeah, Banelings crashing in, the splits are not good enough, the Widowmine shots were not good enough as well, and with that I think this push is over, mate. I don't think, oh my god, meanwhile a counter-attack figure of Zerglings from the ZergLord, and the work skill, a lot of mining time loss.
Yeah, exactly. We do see Tavo is trying to force his way in. He's trying to do what he can, but he cannot break the defenses of the ZergLord. And after confirming the Lurkers, I'm worried because, okay, Ghost Academy has been completed. First wave of ghosts are on the way. I do like how the ZergLord even, he's afraid. He's transfusing that Lurker. He doesn't want to lose it.
Yeah, the most important building probably in his power at the moment. And mate, the ZergLord is playing on fire at the moment.
Oh!
I mean, just as I say that, he was like 30 Zerglings there, but you know what I meant.
Yeah, it looks like he shouldn't lose anymore. Yeah, we have detection. The problem is that Lurkers are relatively stationary, so Tavo is going for another little bit. Oh, no, never mind. No, the Lurkers are exposed! Ah!
Yeah, nothing here to defend these Lurkers, and they are both gonna go down, and now the hatchery is vulnerable. Where are the Zerglings for the ZergLord? There we go, they're coming. But there are no Banelings here.
Ooh, there are no Banelings. Tavo decides to be a little bit safe and conservative. He does pick up his drop. He will be able to escape here, but almost was able to deal some critical damage. Both these hatcheries looking incredibly low.
Yeah, both players are maxing out 190 supply for the ZergLord, 180 for Tavo. Mate, the ZergLord is going for a Nidus.
Oh, god. Nidus is on the way. The ZergLord is pushing out. I'm a little bit concerned. We still don't have a vision into the main base of Tavo, so the ZergLord can't just go straight in. But he doesn't need to, mate. He just forces his way through and will force a pickup here of this planetary, of the CC.
Oh, but the Liberators are here, mate. So that and a good scan are gonna start taking care of this. Oh, and just as I did that, the nice joints by the Vipers, and one Liberator immediately falls down, and nice moves by the TheZergLord. He's doing everything correct with this game.
Yeah, definitely. We need a little bit of detection. There we go. We do have that. A couple of snipes are going to be going down as well, but the lurker still stands strong. Oh my god, no! Tavo!
The ghost!
Pushing up a ramp into lurkers is never an easy thing to do. But with more Liberators, yeah, he will be able to bully all these lurkers back. At the same time, there was that little bit of a drop towards the bottom left. Still hasn't quite been able to snipe that hatchery yet. But Tavo, I'm liking his army better and better here.
Yeah, a lot of tanks, a lot of bio, the Liberators here. This is definitely an army that can deal with those lurkers.
Oh!
Are you okay, mate? You're going to have a
I thought the Zerg was going to dive on an unsieged tank, mate. Like, on an unsieged army. Oh my god.
Another join, but unfortunately the Liberator flees. So, join. Oh, joins and the ghost. Also, that was pretty good. 2 ghosts immediately went down, but be careful. There's still a couple of more extra here in this army. Those Vipers need to be very careful that not to get sniped.
Yeah, exactly. We did see an EMP on those Vipers. The Vipers are getting that base even lower. Meanwhile, the tanks and the Liberators are slowly leapfrogging forward. At the same time, we do have a Nidus in the main base.
Yeah, Nidus network is here. That is one way where you can counter the slowness of the lurkers, mate. Why walk across the map when you can just teleport?
Exactly. No, and Tavo, he doesn't commit to the fight. There's literally nothing here to defend this northern base. He turns around with everything to try and defend his main.
Yeah, everything is returning in. Luckily, he will defend his main. I don't think he lost any building at all. So, it was only 4 lurkers. It could have been a lot worse.
And he turns back around. He's going to get the hatchery.
There we go. Hatchery is finally going down. Finally, Tavo can do some economic damage to the TheZergLord.
Exactly, and we don't have that many lurkers left. We only have 5 here with this main army. We do have all the drones being transferred towards the south instead, but Tavo has a lot of momentum. He can keep going.
Will he though? Will he?
He's being careful. He's being very meticulous. I don't blame him. You know, as a Terran player, you don't want to just run into a massive wave of lurkers. Speaking of, another Nidus here towards the south. EMP up. Up.
Oh, okay. He did kill both the ghosts, but they bought EMP the Vipers. So the Vipers need to feed now.
Yeah, they do.
Baneling crashing into the army. But it's not enough Banelings here. And mate, that's a lot of tanks. How many tanks are there? 10 tanks, mate.
Let's go. The tanks are the superior lurker. Here we go. They are in range. The lurkers are going down. They do have to repower it. Meanwhile, Tavo slowly sieging forward. The Nidus is going to be denied.
Yeah, Nidus goes down. Nothing is gonna come out of the other side of the map. And Tavo is slowly but surely inching forward.
Yeah. Like, he just got 1 hatchery. He's looking to take another, and the ZergLord cannot really engage into this. He does have 2 Vipers. He will get 1 yoink on one of those tanks.
There we go. 1 yoink, but at what cost, mate? That is a lot of settling that is dying to those tank shots.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the TheZergLord is going to abandon this base.
Exactly, the base is going to go down. The ZergLord just lost 2 hatcheries in a matter of moments. He does have another Nidus up and running. He does have the high ground. Pushing up here is going to be very difficult for Tavo, but if he gets up here, that is going to be game.
Can Tavo do it? Can Tavo do it? More reinforcements are coming across the map. More tanks, more Liberators. Mate, that is a lot of siege.
That's a lot of siege, mate. We need a little bit more. We do have a lot of tanks in the back line. But now oh my god, the Nidus is being covered. He's getting on top of the ramp.
There we go, Nidus. Once again, it falls. And the TheZergLord doesn't commit to any engagement, mate. He just losing ground, more and more ground.
Yeah, it looks like he's thinking about going for a bit of a run by or maybe a little bit of a surround instead. But Tavo, he pushes himself up this ramp. He now has the high ground.
Oh no, this is a disaster, mate. High ground vision for Tavo with siege tanks, with liberators, with a lot of biomate, and yeah, the ZvT is just gonna crash into Tavo's army, but is it gonna be enough? The answer is no, mate. The tanks and the liberators just go and mangle the rest of the army for the ZvT.
Exactly, this is what I was talking about. Like, this is such a crucial position. As soon as Tavo got up this ramp, as soon as he got in between all these bases, it was over. The ZergLord cannot stop him at all. The natural is gone. The main base soon after. All the tech as well. What does the ZergLord have left?
100 settlings.
Ay, ay, ay. There we go. The Ling's gonna try and come down the road, but no, they just die instantly.
They didn't even kill a single marine, mate. That was so sad.
And the desperation move, the ZergLord, he's all army hooking. He's sending everything across the map. Thankfully, there are no planetaries here, so he's actually going to deal some damage. And his hope, his goal is to make Tavo turn around.
Yeah, will he though? I don't think he will. Oh, he's gonna ignore the main base and just go straight into the bases that has actual money.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do I want the tech or do I want the economy? He wants the economy. He takes down another base. The ZergLord, he's waiting just outside. He's morphing in another wave of lurkers. He also takes down every single SCV across the map here at the fresh base.
Yeah, 35 workers. And now Tavo is the one that is down in worker supply. But mate, does it matter when you have such a great army in the base of your opponent?
Oh, we got a lot of lurkers though. We have a lot of lurkers.
There is a lot of lurkers. Where are the liberators? The liberators are a little too far behind for my taste, mate.
Yikes. Good, here we go. He's trying to siege on forward once again. Another tank goes down. We are down to 7 tanks. They're not all here, but the liberators come in.
Yeah, oh my god, there are corruptors on the map, mate. Now they can target freely those liberators and start killing them one by one.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. The lurkers are going to try and dive on top of this entire army. The corruptors are going to take down all the liberators. Is this enough, Zerg? No!
I don't think it is enough, Zerg, mate. All the lurkers are dying now. There's no more army for the ZvT. He only has a couple of Vipers and a couple of corruptors here. But, mate, there's still infantry left. There's still medivats left. There's still liberators left.
Oh my god, exactly. Like, Lings are trying their best to clean all of this up, but it's not going to be enough. We even have a parasitic bomb, but the reinforcements are coming in. The wave of fire doesn't end. Tavo, he has just Mule Hammer. GG gets called. Ah.
That was an incredible comeback by Tavo, mate. Finally, after nearly 20 minutes, he managed to break his opponent.
Yeah, that was insane, mate. The ZergLord did a very good job getting up to lurkers, but he didn't have the most ideal army once Tavo adapted, because as a Zerg player, you can't just stay on lurkers. You know, they're good, they're not that good, especially once a mass amount of tanks and liberators come out.
Yeah, I think this is a great moment to read the copy pasta that is in the chat. Tavo isn't so great. Are you kidding me? When was the last time you saw a player with such an ability and movement with Terran? Tavo puts the game on another level, and we will be blessed if we ever see a player with his skill and passion for the game again. Maru breaks records. TY breaks records. Tavo breaks the rules. You can keep your statistics. I prefer the magic.
True. Very true, very true. Tavo takes game number 1 in a wonderful fashion. There was a bit of an uphill battle, and we saw what the ZergLord needed towards the end. You know, once you have a decent amount of lurkers, once you have Lingbane, once you have Vipers, you need corruptors. You need to be able to stop those liberators from just encroaching upon you, because the entire time he was relying on Hydras to try and stop the liberators, and he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't stop them.
Hey, you know what's better than man with gun?
What's better?
Gun on wheels.
Oh my god. GG, mate. What a game. What a game. Oh.
Yeah, that was really good, mate.
Good. And I'm gonna take from Tavo here. Tavo says he needs 1 moment to stretch, and I would recommend everyone in the chat as well to stretch for a moment. You know, that was a long, intense game. Posture check, you know, no slouching in the chat.
I'm getting old.
So
I'm getting old.
Cast her
Everything's
down.
falling apart.
The stretch was a mistake. God, that's why we stretch, mate. That's why, you know.
Don't get old, mate. I don't recommend it.
Oh God. Thankfully, we may be old, but Tavo and the ZergLord are still young. They're still going at it. They're getting ready for game number 2.
Yes, we are loading in 2,000 atmospheres, people. It's gonna be the map. The most standard map in the map pool.
Oh boy. Yep, one of the more standard ones. Agreed upon by everyone that this is, you know, for the most part, balanced.
And there we go. Welcome everyone. 2,000 atmospheres and spawning here. The third player for Team Super from Brazil. This is TheZergLord.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the Peruvian Terran player himself representing Team Super. It is Tavo. Currently up 1-0.
So, mate, can Tavo deliver the magic once more?
I believe, mate. I believe. And you know what? I believe Tavo is going to make you happy. He popped off here with Biotank into Lib, into Ghost in the late game. This is not the worst map to go into mech.
Mate, there is no worse map to go into mech.
Like, mate, every map is a mech map. Let's go.
There are no bad maps, only bad players.
Oh my god.
I make no excuses, only Hellions.
Oh god. I would love to see it here from Tavo. We've all seen him excel with both styles, and it would be nice to see both here against the ZergLord. I guess my question to you is, Darking, if you're the ZergLord and you went into the late game and you got trounced, what do you do from here?
Infestors.
Infestors. Ooh.
Infestors. When everything goes wrong, mate, go for spellcasters.
You're like Broodlord Infestor. Let's go.
Spellcasters are always good units when you are into such a kind of game like you were in the previous one. Which Vipers, okay, Vipers are pretty good, but possibly what needed. But Infestors to deal with the infantry, mate, especially in the mid to late game. There we go.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely a place for Infestors, and they definitely could have helped him. They're a great way, even in the late game, to lock down ghosts and to deny any kind of snipes as well. If you're able to catch the army, it can be really difficult on a map like Berlingrad because it's really small and like it's kind of hard to outposition your opponent. But on a large map like this, you know, there's that much more opportunities on 2,000 atmospheres.
There we go.
Yeah, as we're opening up with another third CC before Starport.
Yes, I believe Tavo literally did this also the previous qualifier. I think all games except one, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Like, mate, he's becoming more Chaos Fate than Chaos Fate himself.
Yep. I can confirm he did do it every single game, except there was one game where he just went 1-1-1 instead, just a little bit safer. So
if I recall, he lost that game.
I think so. I think you're right about that. Oh god. So Tavo going and doing what he does best here, and we'll see if he goes for BC again. Something important to note is that even though the BC got scouted in game 1, it still got a lot of damage done, to be honest.
Yes, more than probably what he needed, right?
Yeah, more than was expected.
Unfortunately, it's not gonna be Battle Cruisers this time. Tavo is going for the more traditional Banshee opening, you know? The things that he likes to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cloak start at any second now. And there we go, Cloak. There it is. Cloak is coming there, and the Overlord is coming in, but it's not such important if you just get scouted with Banshees that with BC, you know. It's not such a big of a, what I'm looking for, investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everything's fine. Everyone here is happy.
I can sense the disappointment in your voice because you're like, well, if he's not going VC, he probably isn't going to go mech. And we see it. We do see Stim on the way. The big brain play here is that now that the Overlord is dead, mate, you cancel Stim and you throw down 2 more factories. Unfortunately, it's still in the way.
Look. I say that Tavo had the magic, not the balls.
You're like, you know what? Now it's time to cheer for the ZergLord. It's like, go get him! Go get him! Go to the ace match, mate. Let's go!
look, going lurkers is like kinda going like Zerg mech, right?
Sure, kind of, sure. Oh god. We'll see what the plan is here, as the ZergLord is going for a relatively fast lair here. And that's something important to take note of, is that I believe in the first qualifier, we did see him make some magic happen with mutas, right?
Yes, if I recollect, he did, and he's probably gonna be mutas again, maybe because 4 gases.
Oh yeah.
Quick lair, no Baneling Nest. I mean, hey, where is all that gas going?
Yeah, you say 4 gases, I say 6 gases, mate. There's a lot of gas. There's a lot of gas here. We should be seeing a Spire. The Banshees have made it across the map, and maybe the ZergLord wants to deal with the Banshees first before he commits to any kind of tech to try and keep it hidden for as long as possible, as the Banshees are still kind of, meandering here towards that 4th base. At the same time, Hellion run by going on. Ooh, but Banelings are here.
Yeah, the ZergLord was ready. He knew what Tavo's plan was. He has already suffered in the previous qualifier, and yeah, so far 0 workers kill. A lot of settings dead, but 0 workers.
Oh yeah,
that's the important part.
Yeah, the worker count is looking mighty fine. There we go. As soon as the aggression has ended, the Spire is thrown down.
There we go. Jim Rising might not be with us today, but he is in spirit.
ZergLord's a father? Is that what? Oh god. But yeah, you love to see it. He is going for the Spire. He is going for the mutas. A very different kind of game we're going to see here compared to game number 1. A much more classic Lingbane muta.
Yes, Lingbane muta versus the classic Marine Marauder Medivac tank. So yeah, literally the most classiest of all matchup of all builds in StarCraft 2 is what we're gonna see this game.
Exactly. You love to see it. Love to see it. It's been happening since the very beginning, and it will continue to happen. The lurkers are a much more newer addition to the meta, but here we are going a little bit old school, as Tavo is going to try and clear up some creep. Doesn't get any of the tumors though, and again we have to be a little bit concerned because Tavo still hasn't gone into the main. He still hasn't seen the Spire, and we've seen plenty of Terran players die to surprise mutas.
Yes, unfortunately, it is more common than one thing. I think, yeah, he has no idea. I was like, is he building turrets? No, he's not. But he's building an armory though, so maybe we could see 1 or 2 doors? Question mark?
I hope so. The first wave of mutants are on the way. Oh, missile turrets are being thrown down. You love to see it. Tavo, he is aware. He is sniffing this out. He's like, hold on. I still don't see any Hydras. What are you doing right now?
Yes, I mean, the logical conclusion is that your opponent is building mutalists. That gas has to go somewhere. Meanwhile, a bunch of Zerglings are running by, but mate, that is a pretty good SimCity fire for the Tavo.
Oh, exactly. The 3rd base is very well defended. The Lings absolutely get eviscerated there by all those Marines. And honestly, Tavo is relatively safe back at home. Of course, 1 missile turret isn't enough. You do need to make sure your repairs are on point. And Tavo is pushing into creep. He's going to force the mutas to stay at home.
Yeah, this is a big army here for Tavo that is pushing in. How many tanks? Only 2 tanks. It could be more, but maybe it is enough. We'll see. The first wave of Banelings crashing to the army, but there's still a lot more Marines behind them.
Yeah, exactly. The reinforcements show up as well. We have a 3rd tank joining the fray. The first wave was already great. A lot of Banelings already went down. The mutas, they're going to try and dive on top of the tanks, but the Marines are waiting for them.
Yeah, nice trap there by Tavo. The tanks are still untouched, and with the tanks still here, Tavo, TheZergLord is gonna have a really hard time trying to crush this army. He's gonna try to go from behind and for the front, for everywhere the Zerg is coming. This is gonna be enough. Yes, the bailing connections are awesome, mate. Everything here dies for Tavo, mate. And the militaries are just gonna clean up the rest.
Yeah, exactly. The mass round was insane. It's exactly what the ZergLord needed. He will clean this up. It did cost him literally every single Ling and every single Baneling, and he even lost some mutas in the process, but he survives. Oh, yes, but that was not done.
The important part.
He's not done. He's coming back, Darking. He's coming back. The Banelings are ready.
It's okay, mate. It's okay. There are no tanks here.
Oh my god, but you don't need tanks. Oh, he was thinking about maybe diving on top of the Banelings, but no, he will not. The Banelings will finish in time.
Baneling finish. There are no tanks here, so there we go. The moment that Tavo is gonna touch creep, that's the moment that his army is gonna melt on those Banelings. But oh, he's ignored the tier base and he's going straight for the fifth.
Oh my god, he just right-clicks down that hatchery. The hatchery falls instantly. Meanwhile, the mutas are going to try and chase down these medevacs. They will maybe get one of the weakened medevacs, and now he has to fight off creep.
Yeah, he's fighting off creep, but this is a lot of army for the ZergLord, and once again, Tavo's army is getting clean.
Oh no! Widow Mines do power, and the Widow Mine shots will go off, taking out the majority of the Ling Bane. Only a single Baneling, no Baneling survive.
Yeah, now Tavo is gonna go for the counter attack. One Thor is here, so those militaries are going to have even more problem to engage this army.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's not gonna engage his army. These militaries are going around trying to wreak havoc wherever they can. There is one missile turret here. He's gonna focus it.
Oh, the repairs are on point. It looks like the missile turret will manage to survive. The mutas are completely out of position. At the same time, Tavo is pushing in, but the Ling Bane has been rebuilt. The ZergLord does have an army to defend.
Yeah, this is a lot of Ling Bane, mate. You need something more to deal with area of effect damage to this Ling Bane. You need Widow Mines. You need tanks. Where are they, mate? There's only infantry. Okay, there's a couple of Widow Mines, but 2 is not gonna be enough.
Yeah, it's literally only 2 Widow Mines. Like, he has to be so careful with them. The Widow Mine shots are gonna be so crucial, and the ZergLord is getting ready for another surround.
Yeah, the surround is happening, and everything's gonna die. No.
Ay. Alright,
this is not the game that Tavo wanted.
Not like this. What I will say is that thankfully Tavo, after every single engagement, he keeps the majority of these medevacs alive. Like, he hasn't really had to be too careful about rebuilding them, so he still maintains his supply. He gets another base up and running. What's important is that for a while now, we've had 4 base versus 4 base. The ZergLord just now getting his 5th up and running.
Yeah, finally, 5th base up and running. I don't believe Tavo knows about it, and now he's gonna find out with this push of this base.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, there is no creep here in position, no real avenue to surround either, but there's a massive Ling run by. Up!
The Widow Mines! They borrow! Okay, they kill a lot of Zerglings, but still a lot of Zerglings alive, but no, they're not gonna engage, they're gonna return, because now Tavo is sieging the 5th base of the ZergLord.
Yeah, exactly, the base is looking to go down, but here we go, he pulls the trigger with the Banelings. Where my shot goes off! A great connection, but it's not gonna be enough!
Not gonna be enough, this is too much Zerg for our Terran player, and once again, Tavo got clean, and he didn't got the base.
Yeah, exactly. Tavo, he just keeps facing a brick wall of Zerg. He's trying so desperately to just break it down, to shut it down, but every single time he just barely doesn't have enough.
I don't like Tavo how he's pushing with so few Widow Mines.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of going with 1 tank.
Yeah. Like, he's being a little bit too aggressive right now. Like, he needs to calm down, stay at home, and macro up. Meanwhile, another Widow Mine shot goes off. Oh, decent shot on all those Lings, but there's just still so much.
Yeah, there's so many. You need a lot more shots than only 2 to deal with this. And once again, Tavo is gonna get clean, mate. Tavo, please stop throwing away your army. Nice shot on the Mutalies.
Yeah, just like that, the majority of the mutas have actually gone down over time, and Tavo, like, he's just been so aggressive, he just keeps rallying units after units, wave after wave across the map, and eventually, he breaks through.
Yeah, he breaks through. There are no more Baneling, there's only Zerglings here.
Oh my god, he was so close.
He's gonna do it.
He's looking to do it. He wants to break through. Another wave of Banelings is finishing up, but there's honestly not that much.
The base is finally gonna fall just a little more, but another round of Banelings are coming in.
Yeah, exactly. The Thor doing so much to tank, and there we have it. The 5th base does finally go down. And it's as you said. Tavo has been smashing his face against the wall, and the wall broke. Like it worked, mate. Oh my god.
I wonder what that says about Peruvian heads.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, the Banelings are gonna get some decent connections here, but again, he has broken through. Now the 3rd base is under threat. Immediately, the ZergLord, he sees the writing on the wall. He has to evacuate.
Yes, Liberators also finally arrive. One more thing that can defend against those Banelings, and wow, 2 bases in consecutive loss for the ZergLord. Now the ZergLord is in trouble. The Middleists are going across the map, see if they can do any damage.
Yeah, they're gonna catch some reinforcements here in the middle of the map, so this is something, but there we go. He calls it!
That is it, mate. GG. Tavo takes the series 2-0.
Hello. I pressed the wrong button. G! GG, well played, Tavo. We were so concerned that maybe he was just being too overeager. Maybe he just kept pulling the trigger too soon and he should be banking up a larger amount of Widow Mines. And maybe that would have worked. But the way that Tavo did it was in style, mate. He just slowly, over time, just whittled away at the defenses of the ZergLord, tired him out over time, and eventually overwhelmed.
Yes, I think the moment that everything switched was that lucky Widow Mine shot into the Mutalisk.
Yeah.
Like once the Mutalisk were going for ZergLord was, oh shit. And he went back and everything fell apart after that.
Yeah, you're completely right there. Like once the Muta Cloud had gone, it was so difficult to recover, and
yes, and with that, mate, Tavo goes to the qualifying match. He's only 1 series away from moving on to the close qualifier.
He is so close. GG, well played. Congratulations to Tavo. He moves on to the best of 5, and that was a long series. Does he have an opponent, Darking?
Not at the moment, mate, because they just are starting to play. It is gonna be, mate, do you want to join?
Oh my god, sure, yeah. We're all slipping in. It is gonna be Ares contra Neo Shaggy.
Yes, mate. Neo Shaggy beat Password.
Oh my god.
That I will call an upset as well. Yeah, this is game number 1.
Wow, we have a fresh series before us. It is going to be another TVZ. But again, before we get too ahead of ourselves, again, I just want to say, mate, congratulations to Tavo. 2 qualifiers in a row. He has taken down the ZergLord. That, mate, he is starting to get consistent. Oh my god.
Mate, you know that the Latin American qualifiers are the most like hard fought of everyone when players like the ZergLord cannot qualify.
Yeah. I agree. For a long time, and he still is, the ZergLord is one of the favorites. He's one of the stronger Zerg players in the region, but there are only so many spots in the Latin American closed qualifier. I think we would both say that the ZergLord, he deserves to be there, but there's a lot of players that deserve to be in the closed qualifier, you know? Like, you can only have so many.